Got another worship album to review today. Revelations Volume 1 by reFRESH Worship. Let's get into it. Alright, so we got a new project from reFRESH Worship. Honestly, have not heard of this worship group until this week. What I've been doing to find all these Christian albums to review is I will type in Christian music just in general, so it'll come up with rap. It comes up with all genres in the Christian music space, and it'll take me to a link on Spotify, which is really cool. It's like a playlist of everything that's dropped, and then I just search for the albums instead of songs, and that's how I come up with these albums to review. And a lot of them have been worship stuff. So we got a new album, and a lot of these features, pretty much all of them, I've never heard before. But this album is only 9 songs, but it's an hour and 10 minutes. So we got a lot of 10-minute kind of songs in here. So it is a very long listen, and in my opinion, it's a little bit too long. At least some individual songs are a little bit, too long for my taste. But the first, I want to say half, I'll be completely honest with you guys, the first half, definitely not my vibe of worship. My vibe for worship music is more like an Abby Gamboa style, where it's very laid back. I mean, I know there's like the Brandon Lake kind of worship stuff too, which is good. It's upbeat, but it's still not like over dramatic in a sense. And in my written review on Music Board, I even said this, so it's not like I'm saying something I wouldn't say like in person or anything. But the first easy 4 or 5 tracks of this album, it was really hard for me to listen to. The only reason I did is because I wanted to review it. It was just a lot of a lot of runs in the vocals, and a lot of, not just like typical runs, but like over crazy runs, and a lot of it like just over dramatic writing, in my opinion, and performance of the writing. And it just wasn't really my vibe of worship. I know there might be a huge audience for the style of worship. And when I say a lot of runs, it's okay for worship music to have runs, but when it's something so complex that, like, if you were in a worship setting where you were leading worship, there's no way everyone in the audience is going to be able to sing those runs. It's just too complicated musically. So from a music standpoint, it is technically really good music, but for worship, I just don't know if that's what I would prefer to be singing. And even some of the lyrics I wasn't a huge fan of, just the way the songs were written. But with the second half, the last 4 or 5 songs, was a lot easier for me to digest and listen to. I found it a little bit more appealing, while it was still a little over dramatic in a few areas. I forget which song I really liked. I think it may have been one of the last songs, either In the Room or So Good. One of those I would definitely add to one of my playlists, one of my worship playlists. And shout out to all the singers. All of the vocals were done really well. For my taste in worship music, I think it's better to just kind of keep it more simple, laid back. There can still be some production behind it, and still some good vocals, good, it doesn't have to be super simple, but there was just a lot of over theatrical kind of performances, I feel like, which doesn't take away from the fact that it's worship. It's still worship. But as a listener, for me personally, just wasn't my favorite. So let me go on Music Board and see what I gave it. Yeah, I gave it a 2.5 out of 5, which is still 50%. It's not terrible. It's not my favorite. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there may actually enjoy this kind of worship music. That was Revelations Volume 1 by reFRESH Worship. Maybe I'll have to go, I don't know if they have other albums, or maybe I'll check out Volume 2 if there's a Volume 2. I'll definitely keep reviewing and listening, try and keep up with reFRESH Worship in the future. I'll have the link below to go listen to the album. Go listen to it if you haven't already. Let me know if you like this review, if you agree with my thoughts. If you've heard it before, let me know what you guys think of the album. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here to the channel, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment for more videos like this. Go be fruitful. Let's go.